Warning: the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
I've never been prouder of you, Jareth.
Thanks.
Not since you ate your whole plate of spaghetti.
I made a happy plate.
An empty, or is it a clean plate is a happy plate.
Mm-hmm.
A clean plate is an inanimate object.
Yeah.
For some reason, that doesn't have the same ring to it.
I know. A clean plate is, what could we do? Nope, I can't. I'm not that smart.
A broken plate needs to be fixed.
A broken plate is a trash plate.
A paper plate is an easy plate to throw away and ruin the environment.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have to wash it.
I used to watch this, was it Wife Swap or like a...
I think that's a porn site.
No, like, you know, like two families and then one wife goes to live with another one and then the...
Yeah, I always wondered about the logistics of that, though.
Yeah, like for a week, but one of the women was a hoarder.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it was
also,
not good.
that sentence took a turn.
Yeah.
After the dir?
Yeah.
After the... One woman was a whore.
A hoarder.
Dir. But anyway, so when she got over to the house, she's like, we only eat on paper plates. That way we save on, our electric bill, with like cleaning plates and everything. He's like, and the husband was like this rich, like, accountant. He's like, actually, it's more expensive to continuously buy paper plates and everything
Than to just buy plates
than to buy
time.
plates and then wash them. And she's like, no, that doesn't make sense. He's like, here, I'll do the math. And he showed her, like, no, yeah, see, we're saving like 80% of our earnings than you are. And she's like, okay, so it was like 4 times the earnings. And she's like, okay, so she took paper plates and cut them into 4 pieces. And then everybody had like a little pizza slice of a paper plate. That she's like, suck it. And he's like, oh my God, this is going to be my week.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Ahoy, all of you flick freaks out there. What is going on? My name is Andrew, joined with always the wrong half of Hollywood, a.k.a. the perpetual wizard, Jareth Mooneyham.
Hey, how diddly.
And the king of the doldrums, Brian Vaughn.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Platecast.
Platecast, your number one stop for if you want to save on your earnings when it
or
comes
talk
to
about
paper plates.
Broken plates, paper plates.
Or
clean plates.
Or
hoarders.
Yes. So.
It's a really niche podcast.
Yeah. You can't hoard this podcast, though, because we only have... Well, I guess you could on YouTube, but as far as iTunes, we only have the most 5 recent podcasts.
Oh, man.
Then they get deleted.
Can't you download them to, like, have them from iTunes?
Yeah, you could probably go to... I know you can. Like, I use Podcast
Converter.
Addict, and all of our episodes are there.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Because I went back and listened to an old one just for the old shits and giggles. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
And weird. It was back in the days of Andrew, Zach, Austin, and myself.
Wow, those were in like the teens.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That was like 2014 or 13.
That was 1991.
Yeah. Is that when you were born, Jareth?
1990.
Oh, that was really close, yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So, as we always start off the podcast with the Flick Freak Files, we going to review something for you. So, yes, we're going to review Magnificent 7.
This is where Andrew tells you if it's the Magnificent 7, if it's the good 7, if it's the pretty good 7, if it's the not very good 7.
The mediocre 7.
Or the bad 7.
Yeah. It's the pretty good 7.
Okay.
So, I would not declare this the Magnificent 7. A couple things going into this. Anton Fuqua, is that how you say his last name? Fuqua?
Fuqua, I believe.
Okay, Fuqua.
Yeah.
Anton Fuqua. For his first run at doing a Western, he nailed every, like, thing you're supposed to do in a Western. Yeah. And I think that Westerns are the only films, besides, like, maybe action movies, where if they don't live up to the tropes... Yeah,
you have to at least use them.
Yeah.
Whether or not even in the, even though they went a little off script, like when the Coen brothers did the True Grit remake, I expected something much weirder. They still used the tropes and a lot of the plot points, and
Exactly.
it worked.
You got to at least
have to.
acknowledge the tropes.
You're supposed to
Nod
have
at them.
the mysterious gunslinger who's a dead-eye shot, you know. You
Yeah.
have to have the villain, which I want to talk about the villain in this, Peter Sarsgaard, which
Yeah.
I really like. He's a really good actor. First off, real quick, have either of you seen Seven Samurai or The Magnificent Seven from 1960?
I
Negative.
have seen both of those.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a remake of the 1960 film Magnificent Seven, which itself was an adaptation of Akira Kurosawa's Japanese film Seven Samurai in 1952, I think. Both of those films are amazing. Seven Samurai is long as fuck.
It's
I looked it up.
over 3 hours.
It's 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The DVD has an intermission.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because I was watching it the other day, leading up to this.
Do you remember back when DVDs first became a thing and you were first, you got excited? I had a DVD player before anyone I knew, pretty much.
I was really late to the game on DVD players.
And it was about, I want to say I spent almost $300 on it. And
oh man, I feel so bad now looking back at that. But
yeah,
it was revolutionary.
But at the time,
you didn't have to rewind
No.
the DVD.
But you'd buy DVDs, which were really expensive, like 30,
It was like 50 or 40
Yeah,
bucks.
they were really expensive. And half the time, if it was a longer movie, you would get 2 discs, and you'd have to change them out. And
I
a
still
lot of
have
things
my
like
original
that.
Gangs of New York DVD, and it's 2 discs.
Yeah, so is mine.
Is it really? Yeah.
I have the same one still.
So
I never did. That's one of those. So I don't really buy
all the Lord of the Rings movies were 2 or 3 discs
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Blu-ray is probably maybe the last physical format we're going to get, unless it's like an upgraded version of that.
They
and
have
everything else will be
4K
digital.
Blu-rays that they're starting to
Right.
come out with now. Which
Right.
they have 4K UHD, which I don't even know anybody that has.
I don't either. I don't know what to do as a person who recently I thought about how I'd like to start just only with stuff I really revere, getting on the highest quality Blu-ray I can get.
Yeah.
But
well, you'd
it's
have to
always
get a
scary to do.
So if you want a 4K Blu-ray, you'd have
You
to have
gotta
a
get a
4K
4K
TV
Yeah.
and a 4K player, which
Which I effectively have a 2K TV.
a 1080-ish. So
yeah,
or
2160.
2K is
Yeah.
like the 12 something. I don't even know what it is, but
Yeah.
I don't even know I didn't even know they made 2K. I figured it would just
Well, it's basically the equivalent of what that would be.
the
it's
HD
not.
1080 the
It's-
high HD.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were talking about Magnificent Seven, and we somehow, but that's how we do things here.
Yep.
We'll be talking about, and then we'll be talking about polar bears.
I would
3
also
minutes
like
later.
to present for myself a second nickname since Sheriff has 2, which is the Derailer.
The Derailer.
Because I think I'm the worst about that.
Okay, I'll go with it.
Yeah, or
The
best.
Derailer.
Depends on your how you like your podcast getting derailed into stupid things.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'll go with it.
So we're gonna talk about the casting in Magnificent Seven. So it has every actor in this is like a really good, well-known actor. So you have like Chris Pratt, everybody knows him. You have Denzel
Yeah.
Washington, Vincent D'Onofrio, Ethan Hawke. I don't know if you guys know Byung-Hun Lee.
Yeah.
If you know him, he was in I Saw the Devil. He's in
That's all I know him from. But
he's in
yeah.
the G.I. Joe movies too. I think he's White Shadow or White Storm, whatever that guy's name is. He's the
White Power.
White Ninja. Yeah, he's White Power Ninja. Anyway, so who else was in this? I can't remember. But anyway, so you have these really good actors, and besides Chris Pratt, which Chris Pratt was funny, he's really funny, but he wasn't what I wanted a good Western, and I wanted
Yeah.
him to pull off something that wasn't Chris Pratt, but he just was
I don't
Chris
know
Pratt.
if he can yet.
I've seen him do some. I thought he did a good job at Jurassic World. I thought,
But
he
it was
was
still
kind
very
of. It was
much-
kind of a Chris Pratt character.
It was more of almost like a version of Chris Pratt that just talked less.
Yeah.
It was a little more solemn, but it was still that same. Which again, not knocking him, he's very good at what he does.
He's the best at what he does.
I will be curious to see, and it will happen when he starts saying, "Okay, I've made a lot of I've made a lot of money now. I might try some things.
And
I'll
we're
be
gonna-
curious to see how that works.
We're going to talk about that later on because we're going to watch the trailer. Watched the trailer for a movie called Passengers, and people who have gotten pre-screeners for that saying that he gives an award-winning performance.
Which none of us got pre-screeners. That's weird.
I know.
Who do we need to talk to about that?
Aaron.
All right. And also,
Aaron
maybe,
WTF.
maybe we could talk to the the Academy.
Yeah.
We'll use those people we have planted in the studios.
Yeah, our sleeper agents.
I forgot about them. That's why
Yeah.
Mike's not here. I mean,
Yeah. We got to have we forgot before we sent out our sleeper agents, we forgot to give them, their code to activate them.
So they're probably just going to stay asleep forever.
Bird Eagle Couch.
it's just 4.
I would be interested to. I would be interested to know if, like, Chris Pratt's performances are his fault or not, or if people are seeking him out specifically for that.
See, that's
I want you to be this.
I think
because
that-
that's
I
what
think
you're
it's
known
more
for.
that.
He's typecast.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all stems from basically him being so great in his Parks and Recreation role, and
the fact that he's hugely known for all of that now.
sure. So,
And Guardians
so
of the Galaxy,
yeah, directors or casting directors or whatever look at him knowing he's a reliably affable guy, and you can just tweak that however you need to. And of course, after he dropped all that weight, which I wish would come back.
So you would feel less bad about yourself.
Yeah.
It
No, I feel terrible about
nobody
myself.
should be that handsome
No.
and funny. It should be illegal.
No, I mean, he was a handsome enough guy with the 50 extra pounds.
Yeah.
He just was overweight.
Yeah.
Now he looks like he could kick my ass, and I'd still love him while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't talk anymore out of one side of my mouth.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
One of the faults in this movie, there's good chemistry between Chris Pratt will have good chemistry with this person will have good chemistry with that person, but as a whole, not everybody mended together to where it was they're the group.
Yeah.
It's they're the group of cool people together.
It's a big issue that I have found with a lot of casts like that.
Yeah.
Where it's almost everybody needs... and I don't even know if it's the actors or if it's just kind of the pressure on the director and the screenwriter making changes once they have a cast of saying, well, we have these 8 really big name guys. They all need to get their stuff in.
Yeah.
And instead of someone taking a step back or someone deciding that, this role really only needs 5 minutes of screen time.
Exactly. And that's a big fault in this because you do have big names like Chris Pratt and then you have lesser known people and they don't get the screen time, so it's not flushed out evenly between the group.
Right.
I will say the best performance in this movie is hands down for me Vincent D'Onofrio.
Wow.
Now
He looked like he was having fun in the trailer.
oh my god, his voice is so different from anything because you hear him in I'll just throw out Daredevil. He has that really gravelly gravitas.
Yeah.
And this, he's really high pitched and he's I just love Jesus, and that's his voice.
That is really weird.
And his character is either going to be one of those characters that you love or hate.
I really like Vincent D'Onofrio, so
I do too. Yeah. Ever since Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah.
Private Pile.
That was, I believe, my introduction to him.
Yeah, mine as well. But yeah, he does a really good job. Denzel Washington is Denzel Washington, but I never realized how well his persona would have lended itself to a Western.
Oh, for sure.
but it
I
does.
actually, at the outset of seeing the trailer, thought about that and kind of thought it would work.
Yeah, it's his first Western. I'm like, man, he could have been doing that a long time, and it would have worked.
I may have talked about this on the podcast before, but I watched for the first time just a few weeks ago Inside Man, the Spike Lee movie.
Oh, man, that's one of my favorite movies.
It's really good, and it was one of those things where, for some reason,
it's one of the best heist movies of all time.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like, for the first time, it really clicked in my head that Denzel Washington's a really good actor. I always thought of him as more serviceable, but I mean, there was some slight nuance to the usual Denzel.
That's a Spike Lee movie.
It's a Spike Lee joint, Andrew.
Okay.
That's how you say that.
What is that? Doesn't that mean that it's paired with somebody?
No.
No, that's just how he says.
That's what comes up on the screen before every Spike Lee movie. I'm not
instead of
kidding.
saying a Spike Lee movie, it's a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Every one of them, even like 25th Hour.
Yeah. Which we don't have to talk about that movie. But,
No.
There's only 24 hours, guys.
yeah, we'll tell that
Are
to
you
Spike
serious?
Lee.
Yeah.
Weird.
Been that way this whole time.
After having a joint, you 25th hour is
It
revealed to
opens
you.
up, and that's when you go to Taco Bell and eat Doritos
At
and
the
down
25th
some
hour,
Mountain
yeah,
Dew,
exactly.
Maybe
So-
skateboard a little bit.
Woo! So there are good tropes in this, like the gunslingers who, they hit everything they shoot at, and that's what I want in a Western, and they deliver on that.
Yeah.
But whenever there's villains, and I'm okay with, the big arch nemesis being able to do that, but whenever all of a sudden a nobody comes on screen and he can do that and he's the villain, I don't like that. It's not supposed to be even keel when it comes to Westerns,
Like, it's supposed to almost be one guy's like a tall tale.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that they did do in this movie that they did kind of in the other movies, this is spoiler-ish, it's not a huge spoiler. Obviously, it's 7 guys going up against hundreds. I liked how many of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
I liked how it wasn't, and that's kind of spoiler, so that some of them are going to die. But I figure if you're going into this movie, you should have an idea some of them are going to die.
Yeah, we live in an age now where the heroes don't have to win wholesale.
Yeah.
No, and I honestly prefer one of two things. Go ahead and be more realistic and have several of them die, or just go ahead and have everyone live.
Yeah.
That
I like
thing where they take
having every one of them die.
That's fine, too.
That doesn't happen in this movie. I'm not going to say that, but I like when all of them die.
I don't like whenever the one character you don't care about dies.
He lives.
Or that's the only one that dies. Like it just feels
like the guy who got like no screen time.
Yeah, and then the sad music plays and we're supposed to care.
No, I hate whenever the one person we don't like is the only one that lives. That was one of my least favorite things in Fury, the Brad Pitt tank movie. How the one that lived, which spoiler, the movie came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but anyway, from a Western standpoint, it's good for a Western, and it's a funny movie,
Yeah.
I just wish that there was better chemistry for the entire group.
Ensembles are hard.
Ensembles are very hard, and you're 100% right about that. But, I got to look at it from a critical standpoint, and whenever it doesn't, work, I got to point it out.
Yeah.
Well,
But, I would definitely recommend seeing this movie. Is it a movie you have to go and see in theaters? No. But
more of a wait and rent it kind of thing.
You could definitely wait and rent this movie, and you would still have just the same
You're not
amount of
missing
fun.
out.
One last thing I will mention is I liked the fact that there was Japanese music in this movie. Like,
kind of an ode
to Seven Samurai. Like whenever there's a standoff, like a draw. What does that call them? Have a duel.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a duel, there's Japanese music playing. Like, man, that's a really cool ode to Seven Samurai.
Yeah, it's
and
a
the
nice
fact that they
touch.
did it. And the whole movie's not, like what's the like I forget what the instrument's called, like a tangerine or something like that. But it's not all that. There is Western music as well. But whenever it's like really like ominous, that's when they get that music, and it actually works.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Aaron about that, and he's like, I didn't even notice it. I just thought it was good music. I'm like, go back and rewatch it, and it works. So, everybody, I would definitely recommend going to see Magnificent Seven right now. I think it have it at like in the 20s for movies of the year. So, it's in like the top 20 movies of the year. So, that's it for the Flick Freak Files. Everybody, we have a store. If you head over to shop.spreadshirt.com/flickfreaks, you will find that we have t-shirts, coffee mugs, phone, tablet cases, all the great paraphernalia you could ever ask for. We also have another store, Displate, if you want some metal posters.
Yeah.
So,
like metal posters, like with like an 80s
not like
hair
thrash
band.
metal. Oh man, we need metal posters.
Yeah.
Meta metal. Is it meta metal or would it just be metal?
I think you could do
meta
either.
metal.
Yeah, it'd be meta
Yeah.
meta
Because
metal.
the joke is meta.
Yeah, it's meta.
It's some some women in bikinis with feathered hair and
Yeah.
like maybe a jaguar and a lightning bolt.
And I'll be like half centaur.
Yeah.
Or a centaur, I guess. Because if half centaur...
Would be 1/4 of a
1/4
man.
centaur,
Or
yeah.
wait, or no,
So wait, you
1/4
just have
centaur.
it goes straight down, so you have human legs, but then attached to your ass is also horse legs.
Either that,
or maybe
I
you
would
just have
be,
a tail.
Either that or like man, except my head is like the horse, like that rubber horse mask that you see
Yeah.
everybody have. That's like I think that's half centaur. So it's just the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Reverse centaur.
which this is kind of weird, but have you guys seen the trailer for Son of Zorn?
The new. Why do I feel like I have the animated thing?
Like he's the only animated character in the real world, and he's like He-Man.
Oh, the show, right?
The show. Yeah. I watched the pilot. That show's going to be funny. That show is going to be really funny. If you have Hulu,
how did I see it? Maybe I was watching a baseball game.
Yeah, it's on Hulu right now. They have the pilot out. The rest of the show is not going to come out till later on, but it's really funny. I think that's going to be a hit show. Moving on now to Freak Leaks, the news segment. One of the news items, I'm just going to say it now because it's not on here. I forgot to put it on. But everybody here has played Mass Effect, right?
I have not, but I have watched it being played.
Okay, Jared, you've played them all. I think I could safely say it's my favorite game series.
That's fair.
Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out next year, as you all know. If you guys want to be a part of Mass Effect, they're holding a contest right now to where you can record lines. They have two. If you just the URL is extremely weird, so just go to like your preferred internet search engine. I prefer Google personally.
Most people do.
I would not trust Yahoo at this personal moment right now.
Bing?
Bing is the fucking worst.
Bing can go rotten hell.
What about Lycos?
Or Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
If Ask Jeeves is still a thing, I think Ask Jeeves just Googles it for you, really.
What about
my phone?
Juno?
Or Safari, I guess, is another popular one.
That's a thing, yeah. For the Apple people, I think. Right?
Yeah.
My phone defaults to Bing if I don't actively go to Google first to search shit.
Oh, because you have a Bingberry.
And the first 19 things are always ads for stuff.
Yep.
So I'll be like, hey, I want to look up something about this new computer. And it's like, buy this computer. I'm like, I just want the fucking specs.
Yeah.
I have to go through 4 or 5 pages before I get
I wanted to watch elf porn. I did not want to buy it.
Yeah. Goddamn Bing. Ugh. But anyway, so Mass Effect Andromeda, if you want to be a part of this, they have 2 scripts where you can record your voice reading lines that for, I think the 2 characters are... Tough Mercenary is one of the characters.
So I'm out on that one.
Yeah.
Can't do that
and
one.
Jordan Tate, who is a freelance documentarian.
Okay, that seems more up my alley.
I recorded for both, just
I am weirdly going to do this.
to spread a wider net,
Yeah.
But Jordan Tate, I think, is the one that us in here would have a better chance.
Jareth, I think his voice is deep enough. He might be able to do the Mercenary.
You could actually do... Here. I want you to read Tough Mercenary.
Yeah. Do you have the lines he needs to read?
now.
Oh, they're right here. Yeah, they're right here.
We should all
now
do
I'm
that.
super on the spot.
We should all totally do this right now.
Yeah.
This seems like we should totally do this.
All right, so
Wait, do you want me to read Whiny Mercenary for you?
Do you need to go? Do you need to go like method on this? Do you need to go murder
I need
some
to
people
get
real
in his
quick?
head.
Yeah.
Are you a regular Daniel Day-Lewis or 30 Seconds to Mars?
That's just his name.
Mass Effect Andromeda voice contest. So, Explorers Wanted. So, if you go to Google, that's what I'm using, and you just type in Mass Effect Explorers Wanted contest, it'll be the very first thing that pops up. So, while I'm letting this load, because I'm going to be, is it whiny contestant? Or whiny mercenary? Worried mercenary. Okay,
so you're concerned.
Yeah, I'm worried mercenary, and you're going to be tough mercenary, Jareth, okay? So
okay, to get you both into character.
Here's your directions, okay? You're just doing business, waving it off, callous and firm, dismissive and unconcerned,
all right,
scoffing, matter of fact, and with contempt doesn't think much of Sanders.
Colonel Sanders. You'd rather eat Popeyes.
Oh, yeah.
And then also...
Actually, that's
that's
much,
accurate.
Yeah.
But to get you into character...
You guys want to go to Popeyes after this?
That sounds pretty good.
I really want to go get some Popeyes.
If we have time.
Okay.
So...
I can't believe we're doing this. This just made my day right now.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I need to get Jareth a little bit worried right now.
Okay.
I'm already super duper worried.
Okay, so...
there's no more pizza in the whole world.
I've got to...
Okay, my job is
I'm the worried one. I'm the worried one.
Oh, you're worried?
I'm worried.
Oh.
So there
are no more mustaches in the whole world.
So this is 2 mercenaries talk about some of the difficulties of living on the frontier and being pioneers in a new world. You, Jareth, are playing the role of tough mercenary. Whenever you are ready, I am ready.
Super scared. I think that's the line. I'm super scared.
This is my favorite thing we've ever done.
I got a great deal on the gear we salvaged from the crash. Here's your share.
I said you said we'd split the take evenly.
It's even. Do the math.
I've got a family. You don't. This isn't fair. We agreed.
To split the profits 50-50. How you feed your family is your problem.
I just keep thinking that if we hadn't left the capital, maybe I wouldn't have to worry about where my kids' next meals are coming from.
The most effeminate tough mercenary in history.
Hey, you can be tough and effeminate.
It's very true, yeah.
Well, but it's a little harder to do when they can't see you.
Yeah.
Jareth right now is wielding an axe.
When I'm just a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
Like dressed as fucking Conan.
Yeah.
Loincloth and those weird chest straps.
Yeah.
What do those do?
Chest straps?
Yeah.
Well, you could strap stuff to them.
Yeah. It's all right there in the name.
They didn't look like bandoliers. They were just like leather. They're belts for your body.
Yeah, man. You can't have your pectorals and your abdomens bursting forth from you.
For those counting at home, that is the 411th mention of bandoliers by Jareth on this podcast.
Yeah.
Is it? Have I mentioned bandoliers before?
I feel like you have bandoliers, trebuchets.
So, Jareth, you got to continue on with Tough Mercenary.
Okay, should I be
We're
serious
doing-
about it now?
Do you want to
Wait,
be
that wasn't
serious?
your serious one?
I don't know. Should I like add some gruff to it? I don't.
I'm actually kind of curious to hear his actual Tough Mercenary.
Yeah, that was the whole point. We
I'm
chose
actually
you to be the tough
super
mercenary.
terrified of doing this.
Okay, so we can start over then, and I'll be more worried.
All right, from the top. Action.
I'll just be Batman.
Okay.
I got a great deal of the gear we salvaged from the crash.
Batman had throat surgery recently.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Never gonna be ready.
Okay, take 3.
I need a drink.
God damn it! I want some Popeyes. The sooner. Here. Why don't you? This is just a one-page one. You can be Jordan Tate while Jareth.
All right, I got this.
So let me pull up the other
Tell
script.
me how I need to act. Or is it on here? It's on here.
It's on there. Okay, so
I need to be friendly and enthused, and then annoyed by Drake, the musician, and then fake bubbly at the end, and then earnest, disdainful, then earnest, eager, professional.
I
Jareth's in
have
search of
alcohol
booze.
intolerance. I can't drink.
Oh, that's true.
What?
You've known this for a while now.
When did I learn this?
A couple weeks ago, I got the news I can't drink anymore. I got alcohol intolerance. Thanks for... There might be a couple... in the bottom left cabinet, I don't keep it... I think I had some apple ciders left over.
Which ones of these are your lines? It's
So
not on
I am
here.
going to be writer. You are going
Oh,
to be...
I see it now. I see it. I can't read them.
Yeah, it doesn't print
So-
off all that
well.
well.
That's
why I have
fine.
it.
I just didn't want to read the wrong ones.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the scene synopsis. So Jordan Tate is a smart and talented indie documentarian eager to give the real perspective on life in Andromeda. You, Brian, are playing Jordan Tate. I am going to be the main character of the game, Ryder. You are friendly and enthused, annoyed by Drake. Superintendent Drake is the one who has hired you to do the press tour for this.
He's moved on from rap to become a superintendent.
Yes.
Okay.
So he wants you... he wants, this pretty picture of the pioneering, the frontier, and how everything's going good. But you don't want that. You want it to be what's really going on.
Yeah, man. Because I'm a real documentarian.
Yes, you're earnest and eager. You're professional and focused, pointed and rueful, but determined to be fair, pleased and grateful. That
A lot of these are not adjectives that apply to me. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to... Yeah, that's right. This is why I'm a thespian.
All right. So this is Brian Vaughn trying out for Jordan Tate. Take 1.
Yep, take 1. Okay, what do I need to do? Friendly and enthused. Okay. Yes. Writer, isn't it? Jordan Tate, freelance vid maker. Superintendent Drake's asked for an uplifting documentary about our efforts. Translation, paint some rainbows over our problems. But people deserve the truth, not propaganda.
Perhaps a crisis is I'm already ruined it for you. Perhaps a crisis is time for hope rather than hard truths.
Well, if we pretend everything's fine, who does that truly serve? I want the dirt and blood. Not the convenient fairy tale Drake's looking for.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Well, how do you think things are going? Official reports don't tell us very much.
I think people should go in and see an Andromeda for themselves.
No trouble at all? Are those scars on your armor just from popping the champagne? Never mind. If that's your take, that's what goes in. Bandwidth means I'm transmitting in short bursts, so that's all for now.
Woo!
Yeah! We got through it!
All right. Jareth, you've had plenty of time to encompass and
To
embody
toughen up.
tough mercenary, so here we go.
Chugged an old Angry Orchard.
Yeah.
Well, that's the right kind of orchard.
Yeah, angry ones. So
Imagine like walking into an Angry Orchard and all the trees are just like yelling at
like in Wizard of Oz.
you. Yeah.
All right.
I got a good deal on the gear we salvaged from the crash. Here's your share.
You said we split the take evenly.
It's even. Do the math.
But I've got a family, you don't. This isn't fair. We agreed that...
To split the profits 50-50. How you feed your family is your problem.
I just keep thinking, what if I hadn't left the capital? Maybe I wouldn't have to worry about where my kids' next meals are coming from.
We're doing better than some.
But I worry that one day I'll cross Sanders and find my kids murdered.
Sanders doesn't kill kids. You don't know that wouldn't have happened in the capital.
There were laws back there. Out here, it's thugs running the place.
A thug wearing a uniform is still a thug. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, I kept doing that too.
Yeah.
Sanders was head of security back in the capital, and look what he's become.
She.
She?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't be sexist, Jareth.
My bad.
Women can
be in video
ruthless
games too.
Yeah.
I glanced.
And you continue on to the next page.
I have no next page.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, yay! Woo! Woo! You did it. So, all right, guys, that was fun.
Yeah. This
So-
has been How to Not Act.
Yeah. So, if you want to head over to the Explorers Wanted contest, just type that in Google, and you might not hurt to also type in the words Mass Effect. It'll be the very first thing that pops up. It's in a BioWare's blog. So,
And be ready to hear all of us in the game.
yeah.
Ooh.
That's not going to happen.
Nope.
Dropped my paper. So, all right. So now we can actually move
That
on to
sugar
the.
from that Angry Orchard's already hitting my stomach.
Yeah, they're
pretty
kind of
hard.
sweet, aren't they?
They're super.
Well, you
sweet.
drank it in 14 seconds.
All right.
Well,
The next news item up: Benicio del Toro is being eyed to be the
holy
lead
shit,
in
this
the
is
Predator
the first
reboot.
news item.
Yeah,
We're half an hour in.
actually, that's pretty good. I
Yeah,
think so.
we've done worse.
Yeah, so Benicio del Toro is being eyed to be the lead in the Predator reboot. So Fox has said that they're not pleased with the way they took the Predator/Alien
That's
franchise.
shocking.
So they're starting from
Wait,
scratch.
are you saying they're not pleased with how they did it?
Yes, they're owning up to it.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah.
At least.
So they want to reboot, like going all the way back to Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper. Going back-
here. Kill me.
Come here, do it now. Who
Now
told you?
this is acting.
Who told you? Predator, do not eat my cookies.
My brother is Danny DeVito.
Die, Billy.
I'm pregnant.
Billy, I'm going to be a mommy too. I miss DeVito. So yeah, that was how Arnold Schwarzenegger would do it. That guy is awesome. I'm actually got lightheaded doing that.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine cutting off circulation to a lot of places.
I'm
Yeah.
lightheaded already, but that's probably because I just
Down that
blasted that thing.
yeah.
A little
So,
faster than my body was ready to.
So for those of you who are curious, Del Toro is probably going to be the human, not the Predator. From
Yeah,
my
because
guessing,
the Predator's not really the lead. He's just the
yeah,
eponymous character.
Yeah. He's out there.
he is the title character, but not the lead.
I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm worried about reboots still. I mean, I know that we've gotten some good ones lately, but
by and large, what's the point?
But I think it's the fact that, Ridley Scott is doing Alien again,
Yeah.
and that Neil Blomkamp, who did District 9, he's doing his own Alien movie.
I don't know
So-
how he's going to do that and set it in South Africa.
I have no idea. I don't know how he's going to do that.
But I do know that
avoid the curse of
Sigourney
Chappie.
Weaver is actually going to be in Neil Blomkamp's. I know that.
I actually did
yeah.
kind of like Chappie.
Did not.
I did not.
I did not like the
I can
movie
see
at
how
all.
you wouldn't, but I liked it.
Well, good for you. I'm never mad when somebody actually likes a movie.
Sometimes I am.
I think most of the time.
But so yeah, xenomorphs are getting their own, reboot in the Alien franchise. I think it's time for the Predators too.
I think that it could be.
And I will say the Adrien Brody movie, I thought it was really good.
I think it had a lot of
untapped.
It had a lot of untapped potential.
I really liked it.
Especially with follow-up, it could have been great.
Adrien Brody, it seemed like he was going places.
Here's the thing. After he did The Pianist, he fucking ruined his career with some shitty movies.
How big was The Pianist?
It was a pretty big pianist.
8 hours long.
And he actually, which I'm still mad about, he beat out Daniel Day-Lewis for Best Lead Actor in Gangs of New York.
Yeah, Adrien Brody, I feel like I've seen in some okay movies since then. Nothing.
Village, King Kong.
Yeah.
He was in The Village?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the handicapped guy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Village but once, and it was when that movie first came out, and I thought it was dumb, so...
I also have only seen it once when it first came out in the theaters.
Yeah. I have seen it twice, and it is my favorite. This is damning with faint praise. My favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I think my favorite M. Night's Unbreakable. I think that's mine.
All right. That's an acceptable answer.
I'm okay with people saying Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
Sixth Sense is pretty good.
If you want to say that.
Signs is underrated.
But it's kind of stupid.
It's stupid, but the ending made that movie stupid. Everything else was great.
It probably catches more flack than it deserves. So yeah, it's underrated.
Well, especially in hindsight, if we would have known some of this shit he was going to churn out later, we would have forgiven Signs immediately.
Like The fucking Happening.
The Happening, which is
the greatest movies of all time.
Wow, I mean, there are so many things one could say about The Happening.
Avatar
or Avatar: The Last Airbender movie.
Ooh, I literally wanted to murder him after that.
That is as boring a movie as I've ever seen.
I loved the show.
It didn't piss me off because I've never seen the show. I've never seen the show once.
But didn't it piss you off because you
No, it's a shitty movie.
It?
But I'm not as pissed as some people were because I don't have any, source material to base it off of.
Well, even aside from source material.
Earth.
After Earth was as boring as The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Wait, After Earth, the Will Smith one?
Yeah, that's Shamalama Ding Dong too.
Really?
Yeah.
How does he still get people to let him
I don't know.
make
He made that one about
his
the killer
new movie,
grandma.
His new movie looks really good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
The Visitors or something like that?
I never saw it.
Aaron said it was really good.
A lot of people
surprisingly good. But his new movie that has what's his name, Professor X in it.
Oh, why can I not think of his?
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I was...
No, not Sir Patrick Stewart.
Okay, I was about...
No, like new Professor X.
He's Professor X to me.
Well,
Patrick Stewart
for the younger gen.
Professor X can't have hair.
For me, it's Jean-Luc Picard as Patrick Stewart. So
for me, I didn't get there. I was going to make up something stupid.
I watched Green Room the other day with Patrick.
Yeah. That's what I was
that
just
movie's
going to bring
fucked
up.
up.
I like that movie a lot.
Holy
and Patrick Stewart
fuck.
is great in that movie.
He is so good. That movie creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah, I like that movie
Jesus
a lot.
Christ. Have you seen that one yet, Jareth?
Nah.
I'm going to have to lend that to you because...
It's like half horror, half thriller.
But I already put the other one back on the shelf.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Man, I've still got Memento down, like...
Oh, do you still have Memento?
Yeah, and I haven't watched it.
I want that back.
Well, just write down on your arm that you're supposed to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't get it yet. He doesn't get it.
I
Bill,
do actually get it. I just
You've
haven't
probably
seen
heard
the
enough
movie.
about it. But
Yeah.
Bill Hader is going to play Alpha 5 in the Power Rangers movie.
It's the role he was born to play.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I want to see the new Power Rangers movie. My inner child is like, yes, nothing can make that movie bad. Because if the movie's campy, I'm okay with that. If it's an awesome action movie, I'm okay with that.
I think it's going to be campy.
I'm okay with that because that's what the show was.
But, it was. I mean, I didn't see a lot of it, actually. But,
I was raised on Power Rangers.
Bill Hader being in it makes me think it'll be campy.
Yeah.
Who else is in this? Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa.
Which is still a weird casting to me.
Yeah.
But
And I don't like the fact that she looks kind of hot in it because, if you look
Of course
at Rita...
she does.
Yeah.
I have a weird thing about Elizabeth Banks.
There's nothing weird about it. She's hot.
like, I don't want to have sex with Rita Repulsa.
But don't you?
No.
Rangers!
Like...
Have you seen the fan film, the rated R fan film for Power Rangers?
No.
It's really fucking good. Okay, so the same guy who made what's it? Laundromat, the Punisher laundromat that had.
Oh yeah.
The same guy who did that did this. It's a rated R, bloody, violent short film for Power Rangers, and it has Katie Sackhoff in it, and she's Kimberly, and a couple other people. It was really freaking good, and the people who own Power Rangers, I forget who it is. Is it Fox?
Yeah, maybe.
So
I think so.
they actually got it taken off of YouTube because like, nope, that's not Power Rangers. You can't use it. You didn't ask for permission, and everybody was really pissed.
Doesn't Bandai own them? Like the toy company?
Bandai Namco?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Wouldn't be surprised either way. But here's the next news item. Paramount has already written off its $115 million film, Monster Trucks, and the movie isn't even out yet for another 4 months.
I have a question about this movie.
So, yes, they are literal monsters inside of trucks.
That is the question that I had.
So
I
when
thought we watched the trailer for
I think
this.
we did.
It's squid monsters that jump inside old monsters. Yeah.
We totally did. I think
that
my
already
brain,
sounds awful.
The good part
it
about
looks
my
so fucking bad.
The part about my brain that wants me to live a long life tried to shove that out, and that's why it was only a half memory.
Yeah, your Vietnam flashback.
I will watch that.
So
I will.
It looks like a Sharknado type of film.
Only I think it maybe takes itself more seriously.
Yeah.
So when we say written off, what do we mean by that?
So whenever a film is a flop, like you can pre-write off a film to be a flop, like you're going to lose money off of it, so that way your investors don't lose their money. But normally, whenever that happens, the movie's already out in theaters, and oh yeah, it's a flop.
So this is more of a test. Audiences already probably thought it was the worst.
Yeah, so
thing.
they've written the movie off, and it's not even out yet for another 4 months.
So
they haven't come out and said it is Monster Trucks, but it is literally the only movie. So
yeah.
So how does this shit happen?
No, it's total bullshit how film companies are able to do it, but they found their legal loopholes, and that's how they do it.
It's just crazy to me that like in this day and age, there are so many really terrible movies getting made.
Yeah.
Like we know the pieces of a good movie. We know how to do it.
Like I think the new Ghostbusters was a write-off because it didn't make back its return.
I think it did though, right?
Oh no!
By the end of it,
no, it did not. It made $40 million, and it cost them like.
Well, it made $40 million in the U.S. I believe it made some solid overseas.
I'll have to check, but I don't think it made its money back.
It may not.
I will have to check.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, Jareth. I think it's way too much artifice and pandering to what people want to see, and that only really works for Marvel. So
yeah. You hate your Marvel, don't you?
No, they've made some of my favorite things of that nature. But
are you talking about Jessica Jones?
Yeah. Jessica Jones. The first, actually, really, the Avengers movies are fine.
Have you seen Civil War yet?
No.
Super good.
Jesus Christ, that movie is.
I will see
good.
it at some point.
I'll let you borrow it.
I'm coming on off the heels of seeing. I didn't. The first Captain American movie I really disliked.
Second one's super good.
The second one I thought was fine.
For me personally, besides the Avengers movies, this is the best Marvel movie, Civil War.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, just real quick, Brian, you remember this from last year, over there at Sif Pop and Aaron and Danae, we had the live show.
Yeah.
November 4th is our second live show, and we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange. So, everybody, if you live in the 417 area, which is around Springfield, Missouri, November 4th over at Classic Rock Coffee, we do a live show to a live audience, and we have people come out. We do a live show in front of everybody. Have a jolly good time, and November 4th, put that on your calendars.
Put it on your calendars. You can hear Doctor Strange be discussed, and that is Doctor Strange featuring Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes. The final news item for the week, Rooney Mara has given up hope that Sony will ever make a sequel to David Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
6 years later, she says maybe they won't do a sequel.
Yeah. I think that, what's his name? Bond, I'm having a brain fart right now. Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
I think he's done with it.
Which sucks. Seems like he's done with a lot of stuff lately.
He's done with Bond. He's done with that. What's he going to be doing?
I don't know.
Maybe he's just done with acting. I don't know.
I will say I really liked the American version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
And that's normally never the case. Normally, a American adaptation is shit, but it was a pretty good movie.
A lot of good people involved with it. David Fincher directed.
I don't think he can make a bad movie. I think he's tried, and he
accidentally...
He's really what?
He made a movie I didn't like, which was Benjamin Button.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Never saw it.
There are probably other ones, too.
It's a really long movie. I will give it that. It's super fucking long. Now it's time to move on to trailer talk. So the first trailer we're going to be talking about is the new Charlie Day Ice Cube movie Fist Fight, where it's about two teachers who have an after-school fist fight.
That appears to be what the entire movie is about, yes.
Leading up to the fight. I think it kind of looks funny. I'll probably end up seeing it for the simple fact that I do think that Charlie Day is hilarious.
He aggravates me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Even as Charlie in It's Always Sunny?
I have not seen that show.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I watched one episode a long, long time ago, and it didn't really grab me, but it's one episode.
Okay.
So.
I can't fault you for that,
yeah.
But it's one of my favorite shows. Seen every single episode.
This movie doesn't really look like it appeals to me necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like it's going to be funny, but I just don't care.
I'm always excited for every now and then a movie grabs me and I'll be like, you know what? I can go turn my brain off and just be have a fun
you have
movie.
To. You can't. It can't be just heavy stuff all the time.
Yeah, and this looks like one of those movies. Like, yep, stupid ass movie I can turn my brain off to and laugh at dumb dick and fart jokes.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. Jareth's not in the room, so I can just make him agree.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Yep.
The next trailer up is for the film Trespass Against Us. This is the newest film starring Michael Fassbender and Brendan Gleeson. It looks like Irish gypsies, bank robbers, and looks like Brendan Gleeson is the paternal matriarch, paterfamilias, as one would say, for the family, and he's one in charge of all the bank robberies. Michael Fassbender is the muscle or the
looks like the getaway driver.
The getaway driver, but he wants out of the family business, and Brendan Gleeson's
and this
not
is
too happy
definitely
about
not
that.
a sequel to Drive because I saw Michael Fassbender talk.
Yeah,
in the trailer,
and that was Ryan Gosling.
Gosling was in that movie also.
Yeah,
and also. Nicholas Winding Refn did not direct it, and
I still haven't seen Neon Demon yet, by the way.
I haven't either. And you know what sucks is when I first read about the movie, I really wanted to see it. And I shouldn't be this way, but I have not seen a critic or person who's seen it say it was good.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of dampened my enthusiasm. But I will watch it because I want to.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm not as excited as I was.
He's a hit and miss kind of guy now.
Yeah.
He can make visually stunning movies, but...
See, I just don't see how he could really make a movie I would find boring, at least, even if it wasn't any good.
Yeah.
I feel like there'd be stuff that I
thought Only God Forgives was kind of boring.
I don't know. I liked it, but not a lot. Yeah. You know, it was one of those. It was kind of average.
I wasn't a fan of that one. So Trespass Against Us. We'll give our thoughts on everything afterward. I thought it looked really good. It says coming soon, so we don't have like a release date for it yet.
No.
The next one up is a movie that is getting a lot of critical buzz, and that is Passengers, the newest movie starring Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, about two people who are woken up. They were in a ship in the future heading towards another planet to, build up a new civilization on that planet, except for the fact that it's a 125-year journey and they're all in hypersleep. But these two people are woken up 90 years before
That's
arrival.
A problem.
So, and they cannot go back to sleep. So they're going to die on the ship pretty much.
It's
well, maybe not.
All I gotta say is, like, with those two there, the two actors, like, they've pretty much guaranteed that they're going to do well with
they'll
this
make
film.
money.
Like, those two are, like, on top of the world right
Even
now.
if the movie doesn't necessarily also star the unsung hero of Silver Linings Playbook, which was Jennifer Lawrence's yoga pants.
Yeah. I guess we should also mention that Michael Sheen is in this as well.
Yeah, as a half robot, half man.
Well, I think he's all robot.
I don't think so.
He's a half centaur robot.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Yeah. But yeah, instead of wheels, it's just a rotating set of hooves. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it sounds practical.
Yeah.
Clop, 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 clop,
Clobbity,
clop,
clobbity,
clop.
clobbity. But Passengers, it looks visually remarkable.
It's
And I think-
really crisp.
Yeah. And well, I think it is. I guess that's the look of the future to so many people now.
Sure.
Which I'm okay with more of a future where it's stuff like Her. You know.
I agree with you there. Like
think
I would
Her-
rather see something that goes. I think if you look at the future as we're going to shoot this as crisp as we can, and we're going to make it lots of bleeps and bloops and whooshing noises, you run the risk of being like any science fiction movie made 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Where you look at it now and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And whereas if you approach it like Her, where a lot of stuff looks the same, there are just technological differences, and style has come back from previous eras, that seems more accurate to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we tend to be a little bit smarter than movies made 30 years ago, wherein we usually don't set our movies 10 years in the future anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the year 1990.
God, that's so endearing.
And then
though.
flying cars and everything. It makes
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized another reason Andrew might appreciate the future of Her, which is that mustaches are everywhere.
Yeah, they
In
were.
Her's future vision.
I was totally okay with that.
And
The next,
high-waisted pants for some reason.
they were really high pants. Really high pants. They can't not be comfortable.
No, I do also like the idea of Scarlett Johansson talking to me
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then
like
having
just on a regular
and then
basis.
having
in any capacity.
and having voice sex with her.
Yeah, she could yell at me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey!
I hope she doesn't sound like that.
Yes, she does. I'm.
This is Jarrett's next audition
Yeah,
for the role of Scarlett Johansson in her biopic.
I just only yell in that voice.
We're going to need you to say more words.
Hi. The penultimate trailer that we're going to be talking about is Bastards. This one stars Owen Wilson and what's his name?
Ed Helms?
Ed Helms, yeah. And it's about two guys who find out that the father they thought they knew that passed away very young was not indeed their father. So it's the journey of two sons trying to find out who their real dad is. And it might be Terry Bradshaw.
It looks a lot like the type of movie that like Ed
Hangover.
Helms and Owen Wilson would be
it
involved
exactly does. Yeah, it could be Terry Bradshaw, J.K. Simmons, or who else was in? Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames was
Those
also
were the possibilities I saw.
yeah.
in. So
Hey,
it's
you guys
it's gonna
have a
be,
really important question though.
gonna-
Does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch to you?
What? Say what again?
By the way, I watched Pulp Fiction again
As you should.
like 2 weeks ago. I think I watch Pulp Fiction like twice a year, probably.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And does it hold up? Does it ever let you down?
Never disappoints.
Have you seen True Romance yet?
I haven't. I borrowed it from.
Not
maybe,
me.
Not you.
Not me.
Who did I borrow it from? I
Because
borrowed it
I
from
have
someone,
it digitally, so
someone back in my early 20s,
Yeah.
and I watched it, and it was pretty fun.
I liked it a lot.
Did I borrow it from you?
No.
No.
But yeah,
Where did I?
Gary Oldman plays a black guy in that movie.
All right, keep talking while I try to figure out the person I borrowed True Romance from.
The final trailer we're going to be talking about
Because the
then-
audience cares.
yeah, is Annabelle 2. Yeah, the first Annabelle sucked Harry dicks, and but the Conjuring movies are really good. So
It just seems weird that they chose the weakest offshoot of the franchise to try to grow.
Now, why are we not just calling these things like Demon Dolls 2 or Demon Dolls?
I think Demon Dolls and Demon Dolls 2 has been made.
I think you're thinking of Doll Man and the Demonic Toys,
yeah, or
which is a real
The
thing.
classic film.
what's
Yeah.
the Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders?
Yeah, Merlin's Shop of something.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie's great too.
Yeah.
There was an evil monkey doll in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a kid that just for no reason is clapping his hands
And-
chanting rock and roll
And
Martian.
we can't forget Ernest Borgnine.
No.
And his
Rest in
magnificent
peace.
mustache or eyebrows. Yeah. Rest in peace, Ernest.
Yeah,
Which are
well,
eyebrow
I understand why you
mustaches.
said mustache because he almost has mustaches
On his
above
eye.
both of his eyes.
Yeah. So that's all of the trailers. go around, rate them from worst to best. Brian, why don't you kick it off?
Sure. So the one I have the least interest in is Annabelle 2.
Okay.
And I say that as a horror fan.
Yeah.
Horror. How do you say that, Andrew?
I say
you're afraid
horror.
of saying horror.
I'm a horror fan.
So you like horror hoarders in horror movies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I say horror.
It's a very niche movie market.
So
like a pirate. Horror.
So Annabelle 2 is my 5. I will say that
I know which two it's between.
Probably Fist Fight
Yeah.
4 and Bastards is 3. And then probably Passengers 2 and Trespass Against Us 1.
Okay.
Because I'll end up seeing both of those two, I know.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty much the same. I just switched Passengers with Trespass Against Us, but it's not like a wide gap between
No,
them.
me either. I just know I'll see both of them.
Yeah.
So
For me, Annabelle 2's 5. Then I'll go to Bastards, then Fist Fight, then Trespass Against Us. For the simple fact that I've heard so many good things about Passengers, and my interest, my
we
curiosity is
basically
really
all think
peaked.
the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Annabelle is shit, and Trespass and Passengers is great. So
Yeah, we're all within a margin of 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
great minds think alike. So it is now time for the Fairbairn Forecast, where we tell you what you can go and see in theaters right now.
You cannot go see There's Something About Mary.
You could go see a fat guy sweating while he watches a film.
You could, yeah, if you wanted to.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
I mean,
it could happen.
you can.
I
If
guess
you go to a
could.
movie theater and there's a guy there eating popcorn,
Yeah.
And he's
a
like,
lot of popcorn. You can't go see Witness starring Harrison Ford.
So there are 2 new movies in theaters this week: The Magnificent Seven and Storks. Storks looks really funny, and I want to see it. Have not though. You can.
what is Storks?
It's Andy Samberg's animated film where it's, you know how storks used to deliver babies.
back before we invented vaginas.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's actually the running joke now in the movie.
It
Okay,
is?
Yeah.
well,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
if it's Andy Samberg, I'm in.
Yeah. So
He's on a hot streak lately.
yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so funny.
It's a really, and it's another Michael Schur created show, which always I enjoy the worldview of those shows. They're just a lot less caustic.
Yeah. So there's other movies in theaters that have been there for a couple weeks that you can go and see. Since we haven't, been on for a while, I'll just name them. So you can go and see Sully. Phenomenal film. It was so fucking good.
It has Thomas Hanks in it.
It does.
Don't travel with him.
You can
ever.
go also and see Blair Witch,
Don't
which
travel with that either.
I will admit, since I'm not a horror fan and I get scared very easily, it scared the shit out of me. But then again, I'm sure that horror fans thought it was stupid. You can go and see Snowden. I thought Snowden was pretty good. It didn't live up to
Joseph Gordon.
Yes, Levitt Joseph.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't live up to what I expected it to. It was just okay. You can go and see Bridget Jones' Baby.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, good call. And yeah, that's about it for
I did see Bridget Jones's Diary.
Yeah.
It was not horrible. I mean, I didn't like it or anything, but I've seen worse movies.
Do you guys want to play IMDb Idiots?
How's your phone, Jareth?
Still the worst.
Okay. Well, do you want to...
Okay, I'll let
Do
you
it
decide. Do you
anyway?
want to play IMDb Idiots or go eat Popeyes?
I want to go eat Popeyes.
That seems like a better
Let's go
plan.
eat Popeyes.
We'll
Because
just assume I won and Jareth lost, and we will eat chicken.
even with our insanely long audition tape, we still made it to an hour. So I'm very proud of us, guys.
Yeah, we could have messed this up worse.
Yeah. Why don't we go around and plug some stuff? So, Brian, you have
I have some
Bluetooth
stuff.
Inc. stuff you can do.
I do a podcast with Mr. Van Lee called The Backup Catcher. It's a baseball podcast, sort of, kind of, mostly. We also do another one called The Slow Descent, as presented by Bluetooth Inc., and it is a pop culture podcast.
The Nick Cage podcast.
There's a lot of talking about Nicolas Cage and cage matches. This week we talked about wrestling with Matt Groves.
Good guy, salt of the earth, that Matt Groves.
So go check those out on iTunes or wherever you get podcasts. I also write about stuff on theslowdescent.com. I'm preparing a music-related thing that will be on there soon, which is really long.
Nice. All right, Jareth, you are over there at All Tower Media.
Yep, I am regularly impressed upon to speak at other events, largely by All Tower Media. They do the spoiler cast.
I think I forced you to do a lot more stuff than they do.
Recently, yeah. But
You've been forced into trying to eat a giant burger, reading lines from a script.
Yep.
I meant for the...
We're not even getting into the sexual stuff.
No, I meant for like the 50 Let's Plays that we've recorded over the past couple days.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I hope you've had fun with those at least.
Oh, yeah, I have. I've had a blast.
I mean, he's plotting to kill you, but other than that,
Yeah,
That's the funnest part.
yeah.
It's the anticipation. The spoiler cast by All Tower Media, we talk about a lot of the same stuff we talk about here. It's just less news stuff. So like, hey, we saw this thing, and we talk about it without worrying about spoilers. So,
And honestly, the most fun I've ever had on a podcast ever was an All Tower Media podcast. It was the Jurassic World podcast.
yeah, that was really fun.
I've never had more fun. The auditions today, though, they were a blast and a half, I will say.
But not a blast from the past, starring Brendan
Fraser.
What's his name?
Brendan Fraser,
Yeah,
the Mummy.
not related with
and Alicia
Frasier.
Silverstone.
Yeah. So for us here at Flick Freaks, you can find us on YouTube primarily for our great videos we provide. You can also find us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, Riff, Displate, Periscope, and Patreon. The Riff, I really do want to plug because we recently did our riff on Big Trouble Little China.
Which was a lot of fun.
And it breaks my heart that Brian was not there for
I know.
that.
I need to see this though.
I mean, he would have had to like sit on somebody's lap.
Yeah, we were all four of us crowded on that couch. I was actually on an armrest.
Best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Were you in that chair?
No,
You were over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird because you're always in that chair.
I
What
know.
really made it great was the fact that Mike had never seen Big Trouble in Little
What?
China before. I know. And I figured
That's
if there was
bizarre.
ever a movie that Mike had seen, it would have been
Yeah.
Big Trouble. But he loved it. And
It's great.
so if you head over to riff.tv/flickfreaks, if you have a current Netflix account where you are allowed to see their online material,
Yeah.
you can see. The only caveat, there is a caveat to this, you have to use Google Chrome.
Yeah.
You can't use Firefox.
That's probably just a good call anyway.
I do that anyway.
I like Firefox, so
Well-
Firefox is primarily for me.
My grandpa
Did you
really
just say
thinks-
wrong?
I said wow.
Oh,
But
okay.
My grandpa thinks it's called Foxfire.
Foxfire, Mozilla Foxfire.
that's a different thing.
Yeah. But I mean, to my grandpa's credit, he's 85 and he's totally on the internet.
The fact that he's using the internet and he got that close.
Yeah. He knows how to do a few things.
My parents use Bing. And that's not even a joke. That's something they really do.
They bing it up.
So I went over to their house and I deleted Bing from their computer. And
Do they know what to do?
I said, use Firefox and Chrome. They used Firefox to download Bing again.
So they still went back
So they went back to Bing. Yep.
Why? Did they see that one Super Bowl commercial from a couple of years ago?
Yeah, and they're like, wow, that looks like a great thing.
I don't know.
about
That Bing ad makes some really good points.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for listening. We'll catch you in episode 89. We are 11 away from 100, guys.
What will we make Jareth do then?
I don't know. Maybe we'll head back to Bears and
might.
one of us try the challenge.
It could happen.
So, yeah,
We should definitely plan something big for the big 100.
Yeah.
So,
Explosions and stuff.
I'll talk to you guys, see what we can think of, get something cool. I wanted to do a live show, but that's not going to happen. So,
Why not?
because that costs money.
It'll be
that costs a lot of money.
It'll
to
be
do a
live
show.
to us.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it always is dead to me.
All right. Until next time, Godspeed.